Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nation Youth Podcast. In today's episode, we discuss about interracial marriage, why marriage fails. Our guest today is Kenneth. He's a Nigerian living in Germany. Our main focus today is the comparison between West African and European style of marriage and raising kids in Europe compared to raising kids in Africa. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know if you have any comment by sending us an email, thenationyouths@gmail.com. See you out there.
Thank you very much. I must confess, I feel also highly esteemed to be here with you. I can remember, or I recall a few months ago when you said we were going to do this, I was like, okay, that will be fine. But I was not really expecting it to happen. But
wow.
And then all of a sudden saw your very good job you've been doing with a lot of other guys, and I was like, okay, I really have to be part of this.
I'm so happy that I finally get you here. Thank you very much once again for coming. For those of you listeners, if you've never heard about Kenneth, I always call him Oga Kenneth, because I'm my Oga.
The Ogas, they are out here. Leave it at Ken.
He's a senior electrician.
Jesus
engineer.
Christ, stop. I am a regular Niger guy. Okay?
We call himself a regular
like
Niger guy.
that.
But humble people always are humble. So forget about it. If you're humble, you're humble. You have no other name. So
thank you.
Welcome again, Kenneth, on our platform. As you know, the Nation Youth Podcast is a platform for highly experienced and people that a lot of youths in Nigeria are always looking up after. It's welcome, to discuss about their experience and about their watchword and about things to create an upliftment for an average youth in Nigeria and also in the diaspora. So I want to welcome you once again because it's very important that the topic we're going to talk about today. I'm going to freestyle just like what I said because this topic is very important, especially for Nigerians that are living in diaspora and Nigerians are also living at home. So first of all, something that brought this topic, which is marriage. Marriage is a very big topic, and I don't think we can finish this conversation today. But I just want you to buttress and give us some clear understanding what your opinion about marriage and why marriages fail and what it is to be in marriage. And I'm still going to ask more of this question, but first let's just talk. What is your opinion about marriage?
Okay. Yeah. I will kind of really make your generally answer your question.
Okay.
I will answer your question as an African man.
Okay. That's right.
As someone who grew up in Africa, in Nigeria to be precise, we grow up with this mentality that a man is the head of the house and he does whatever he likes, and the women they must obey. They are kind of second-class citizen in
the house.
So if you see where I am driving at, you know what I mean. So this I think is one of the biggest problems. So I am answering this question as a Nigerian, for example, to be precise. So we go all out. We men go all out like macho.
Yeah.
We want to marry
Yeah.
a woman and then come home.
Yeah.
Food is ready. We just take our tie. We even want them to take the tie off the suit,
That's
and then
right.
we just balance on the chair. And the next thing we want to have is food, and we just eat and wash our hands and put on the television. Hey, what is going on, Anthony? Joshua is having a fight tonight. You know what? And on the other side, for the women, they go like our African women. A majority of them. Let's don't. So what I am saying, my opinion goes about the majority of the people, not everybody. So
exactly.
Let's get that clear. So the majority of them go all out, like they want to marry a man who will just take care of them, and they will not go. All they have to do is take care of their needs, you know, just like the average Nigerian woman will think. Like, I want a car. I want to go and do my nails. I need new hair. So these are the things, you know. Let me then jump into. Let me deviate from the topic why marriage flop, and then go into intercultural marriages. You know, so when you are coming with a different background, with a different opinion of how life after marriage, you know, and you take two different people with two different background, and they come together. Wow. They are likely to keep a bit of their background that don't suit each other at the beginning. So, and as time goes by, these things begin to manifest, whether we like it or not. And some of them might be very, very awesome, and some might be very, very repelling. So the thing is, how are we ready to accept things when we come together? The majority are not even ready to discuss, not to talk about accepting. So, you know, and then it's like a snowball. It gets bigger and bigger, and before you know it, even little things leads to unnecessary discussions, and then you have a polluted environment. And boom, it happens. So let me make it short, so that we'll have enough time for the other questions that are coming.
Okay, yeah. So thank you very much, Ken, because I just want to, you gave me a very, very interesting definition about marriage as an African man. You know, what makes you feel that an African man, they feel like they are quite superior to the woman, and comparing to the Western sense of marriage? Why is it, what do you feel that led to that, you know, mentality?
Okay, I'm not sure if I got your question right, but I will just go ahead and say something, and if it's not matching what you're expecting from me, you will have to rephrase your question again.
Yeah, probably.
Like I said earlier on, this is what we get branded into our head as we grow up. The man is the head of the house. And our parents, perhaps our parents also, or our grandparents, we see them the way they just come in. Hey, Felicia, why is my food cold? Oh my God. So, boy, believe me, we think it is the norm, and then you come here all of a sudden, you ask your German wife, why is my food cold? You're lucky if you have food ready when you come home, boy. You better go cook your food yourself. So, now I have said too much of the African perspective. Yes. Let me take the German perspective, for example. What they do is they see marriage as you coming together, actually coming together and uniting, but on the grounds that all humans are equal. The man and the wife.
woman.
So, if the wife doesn't cook, well, the man has to cook. So if the wife is going to work and works till late in the night and comes home, there's nothing wrong in if the man comes earlier, prepare something to eat.
That's right.
You know. So and then you see things that the regular African family or extended family will say abomination. How can you cook in a house and you are a married man? Well, the other society says there's nothing wrong in it if you are both equal and you go to work and the person who comes home earlier does what is expected so that a harmonized situation will be guaranteed when both of them come together. For example, make the food ready and then the two of them sit and eat, and after they finish eating, there'll be enough time to discuss general things or else
if I get your point right, sorry to cut you short, Ken.
Yes.
If I get your point very well, the difference between this is due to the fact that an African man thinks that he is superior over the woman, and an European man feels is equal to his woman. Exactly. So I think that you've actually hit the nail, because that's exactly where the difference is at. Because an average African man feel like a woman is not up to his height, is not up to his level, is not up to his hierarchy. So they feel like they are more superior over them. And I think that also boils down to our cultural understanding, because some culture, like in Yoruba culture, they feel like a man is the owner of the house. So what about the woman? What if the woman has built a house and he has the capability of taking care of the whole house? Does that mean that he has to go and look for a man and say, okay, because I built this house and they said a man is the owner of the house, you should come and be the owner of the house? So I think that is quite a little bit twisted with the cultural perspective, and that led to people's orientation in Africa compared to the European lifestyle, which is quite anonymous to that. My next can we talk about something very also that is very important also regarding this this issue of what actually led to this? I mean, what led to divorce in regards to if an African man, marries another person of another culture, you know what I mean? If let's say a Nigerian man marries an American, or marries an English woman, or marries a German woman, or or an African woman marries a foreigner, what actually led to this issue of divorce and separation and so?
I'm not sure if I am getting you right. If you really mean what leads to a divorce, the major or the major cases, or statistically, what do I think majorly are the problems? I think from our discussion earlier, you will see when you put the indifferences together, and most times the man wants to be the head, and then you get the clash in the house and the rest of it, and sometimes sometimes they even go beyond the preliminary stages of marriage, and then you have them bearing kids.
That's exactly what I want to say. What about the child upbringing?
And then boom, a regular African man experiences the shock of his life. So let's go. Let me give you an example to make things clearer. So back home, if an African man or an African family gets a child, bam, after 7 days there'll be naming ceremony, and you see people coming from every corner and doing party, blocking streets, and name it. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
So it doesn't end there. What happens next is, oh, mama, wife's mother comes in, or husband's mother
in-laws,
comes in,
or sister, come and live
brother, auntie, everybody, you know, there is energy in the house. There's nothing like boredom and a lot of people to help.
Yes, to take care of the kids. Yeah, that's right.
So not only at the beginning, it's like up to when they become independent. So
that's right.
Not only the extended families, even the neighbors,
they can even help in raising the kids.
They are ready to. I mean, I'm not talking about right now. The situation is so messed up because people are becoming too what do you call it? People are becoming
careful and trying to be
too careful, into themselves right now because of too many stories that are senseless going on around the place, you know.
That's right.
So, but the true African system, you and I knew when we were growing up. You have neighbors taking care of kids, your extended family, and the rest of them. Damn it. There's nothing like that here. It's you and your wife's business to take care of your kids. And let me tell you one thing. If your kid cries too much, your neighbor will come and knock your door and tell you, hey, what's the problem? Do you need help? No, they are not offering you help. They are warning you to take care of that kid. It is wrong for the kid to be crying too often.
Wow. Wow.
You get that?
Wow.
And all this become all of a sudden. So the wife is expecting the husband to also help in taking care of the kid. So you have things like, hey, can you please change his pampers? And then the man goes like, what the? Me change pampers. Change pampers. Hi, the man will go and sit down. Jesus, Mama, you want me not to marry a Igbo woman? Yeah, we'll change pampers. No, my brother, it will not end there. You will pack things, dirty clothes, and go and put them in the washing machine. You will, you will help in the house. All things, you know. Even if both of you have to work, because one good thing is if you marry a reasonable I don't want to use color to differentiate. So let me say somebody from a different background, you marry something reasonable. I will tell you there are reasonable and there are non-reasonable ones, and there are also first class and second class ones, and there are also, believe me, alatas, and you know what I mean. Right.
Please, you need to explain what that alata means to people.
No problem.
Yeah, what alata means.
We'll get to that. Okay. So before you know it, you will have to join in the household work, and you will go to work, and after 3 months, some will tell you, I have to get back to work too. So you find yourself
after 3 months.
After 3 months, some of them go back to work. Even despite the fact that the government has made the social system so comfortable that if they don't want to work for 3 years, they can stay home and take care of the kids. But believe me, there are hardworking ones to tell you after 3 months they have to get back to work. So you have a situation where you have to bring the child to a daycare center, and then the two of you, a situation whereby the two of you have to interchangeably bring the kid out. There are situations where the man doesn't even work and the woman goes back to work, and the woman will say, guy, it is your duty now, I am gone. See Nigerian man who became for the first time in his life.
Nanny of the house.
All this, a lot of us are not able to take it, and then
Exactly.
we begin to react allergically to every single fault in the house, and before you know it, it becomes
the marriage break.
and then bam.
Mm.
So let me cut it short and leave it at that, and go to the next question that you have for me. If not, I will just overblow your time.
Thank you. I mean, you've actually nailed it. You really hit it hard. You know, so to all those Nigerian youth out there that you are looking at, you know, going into intercultural marriage, intermarital system, please hear from people that they have experience and try to understand that it is not a day job. It's not like the a Nigerian system of raising kids. So you have to put that in mind, you know. I also want to ask you something that is very, very, very crucial to this question that we've been today, our conversation rather. You know, the lifestyle of, you know, marriage. I think this is very interesting for us to talk about. The lifestyle of marriage. Okay, I've been in Germany for quite a while, and I know if you are just doing a marriage here, you just see Papa, Mama, the husband, the wife, and maybe the brother and the sister. Maybe maximum of 8 people inside the church, and they take pictures, they eat, they have a dining, dinner together, and that's all about the marriage. But the African system of marriage, I've seen a couple of people that they did the marriage. After they married, they went bankruptcy. You know.
Yeah.
Please, can you tell people what's your opinion about this?
Well, I guess you said everything I have to say already. But
see, I don't know anything. Just advise me about it.
Even at that, I will tell you something. There's one thing I do. I respect people that I come about, and I see that they still do things based on common sense. You get it?
It's on common sense.
So, you said it all already. You will see people doing marriage back home, closing streets, inviting hundreds of people,
if not 1,000,
if not thousands, right?
Yeah.
So and then they blow up the marriage like they are kings and queens. Fine, we're all kings and queens. Don't get me wrong, but a bit of common sense in it will be very, very good. Why not do it half? Especially for those who can't afford even the marriage they are doing themselves. Do half of what you are doing and keep the rest to take care of yourself.
To raise the family.
Unforeseen circumstances and the rest of them. Yeah. So you said it all. Luckily, you see people, marriage, African marriage, Nigerian to be precise, is the boomest marriage in the world right now.
Wow. The boomest marriage in the marriage system in the world.
Get it. If you see, some time ago we were in Dubai, and we were in the most let me don't say the most expensive hotel in Dubai, but the most known hotel. It's called Atlantis.
Wow.
The Palm.
Atlantic
the
Palm. Yeah. I think they call it Julia Arab or something. Yeah.
I guess we were 14 days there, and then all of a sudden, one of the Saturdays or so, one of the days, we noticed people coming in with all sorts of luxurious cars, name it, from Bentley to Rolls Royce to Lamborghini and all the rest of them. You needed to have seen their entourage, and I was like, wow. This is good. And then people started stepping out of their cars. And then I said, this is good. You know why?
Yeah, why?
When the people started stepping out, all Nigerians.
Wow. Are you serious?
They blocked the whole, I think there were 3 banquets in that floor. They took everything.
Wow.
So you can imagine the suit, there's a suit on the palm. At the top of it, in the middle, that suit cost about 5,000 euros per night.
Wow. Per night.
The couple took that place for 7 days.
Wow.
You can imagine. And then they flew in all their guests. And then me, as somebody who is trying to use his common sense, will say, are they mad? Please keep that money in Nigeria. Spend it there in that country and give people job with it.
Wow.
You know?
That's right.
No.
That's right.
And I tell you, day in, day out, marriages are taking place all over the world by Nigerians. And they fly in their guests and they do a lot of things. They go shopping afterwards and the rest of it. So, let's cut it short. Now I have forgotten your question.
The difference, I mean, the difference between the system of the marriage, you know.
So I talked about common sense.
Yeah.
The people here, they use more common sense than us.
Wow, that's right.
That's why you see. Okay, I am not a fan of marriage for something to be for only the family, you know.
Yeah, family.
But there's also one thing I have to tell you. There are 3 kind of marriages. You have the customary court, you have the church, and then you have the normal celebration. So
that's right.
I can bet the most ones you have noticed are perhaps just the court. So also here, the people here don't invite a lot of people to their court to witness their court marriage. Yeah. But they invite them afterwards to have a dinner or something like that. So you can have you have people doing a couple of up to 100, you know, depending on how their pocket is. So what their take-home pay is, not borrowed money. There are a few people who go to borrow money extra, but not borrow, and not they are not able to
empty
pay
their account.
No,
so that's their account like Nigerians do.
So there's always common sense in such action, but we have due to a lot of reasons we have lost our senses of taking actions with common sense. Common sense is considered as boring back home and
show off taking over. Show off taking over.
Common sense is considered as ungodly because the next thing they want to tell you is God will provide. Bam.
That's it. That's it. To Kenneth, I think the issue of godly thing is another.
Okay, I apologize.
Nigeria. I mean, to be honest, if we start going towards the issue of being godly as in Nigeria, it's another word entirely. I'm sure people that have listened to our podcast must have also seen, people discuss about the religion in Nigeria. If you have not listened to that in our podcast, kindly go on.
I know I have my stance on that, but that's something
exactly. That's the difference. It's a very big topic entirely. I mean, Kenneth, you've really said it. You've hit it hard. You've really said it all. I am so glad that you've talked about why intercultural marriages fail, and you've also buttressed the differences between marriage in Europe and marriage in other Western world compared to an African system of marriage, and of course also raising of kids, and also an advice for Nigerians that they need to think about it before they push themselves into it, because marriage, having intercultural marriages is quite a little bit things they need to think about. I mean, thank you very much for coming. I want to really appreciate your coming once again. And do you have a question for me personally?
Yes. Before I go to your question, there's one thing you just talked about. the fact that I advise people who want to go into marriage. No, I guess I forgot this part of it. So let's quickly make the advice brief. There's one thing I see on the street, and then I just shake my head and go. And go ahead, because it's none of my business. But this thing I have to say it, and then I will. Let me just go ahead and say it. Our people think if you just see Oyibo, and then they think Oyibo is Oyibo. No, sorry, Oyibo is not Oyibo. So if you are going into marriage or you are going into a relationship, please look the person well that you're going. You're just back home. You and I. Depending on your level, you go like you see some other people, whether we like you, it's the truth. Whether you like it or not, people are categorized.
Different categories of people.
So you see when you sight babe like this, you look at you talk to, and then you say, no, this is not my class. Come, you get going and look for something else. But we now, due to the language barrier, by the time we just talk one or two things, we swallow the problems with language barrier, and we swallow a lot of things, and we swallow things like you just meet a latter because of the you're not able because of the language barrier, you're not able to assess the person. And then you just go, I don't get babe. Now you go babe. Bam, you go into marriage. Oh boy, and the wahala start. You go run. There are also jagoda that will fight you, and the kind of fight is not fight that they will start with physical punches and the rest of them. No, for that you are too strong. You and I are too strong. If they get angry, they throw plates
legally.
They
will fight with you legally.
Or they fight with you legally. So my advice is, while we are going into a relationship and hiding our bad habits, we should know that the other person too can be hiding some bad habits. So when the bad habit begin to come, it's either you swallow or you
live with it.
But the best bet is go into marriage with some level of being able to live with some kind hidden bad habits. So, an example, you meet a babe, the whole time that you're dating, the babe never make your bed. And then you marry, you say, oh, babe, make bed.
Then you are in trouble.
I'm not supposed to
going to lay your bed with that every time.
Let me leave it at that. And turn the question around. Guy, you have been enjoying this place because this is your smile and this is your face shining, so I can see that you are doing fine. Come on, tell me how you are getting on well.
Oga Ken, as I said, you'll be my Oga.
Leave it as Ken, no Oga.
So I mean, personally, I mean, currently the situation of COVID-19 is been a little bit of hiccup, but we are managing, we are pushing it hard, and we are not letting this issue of the current pandemic to affect the way we think, the way we reason, and the way we are smiling. Because the smile will make you happy even if at the end of the day things are not going out the way you expected it. So smile, smile. That's the most important thing. So I hope I answered your question, Oga.
Yes, but I was actually waiting to hear things that are pissing you off really from the other side, because our discussion is basically biased because we focused more on our African mentality.
Okay.
So are there a few European mentality that you have encountered and that are pissing you off badly? Like if you go to the restaurant with a girlfriend, she pays her bills and you pay your bill. Let me know. Go ahead.
Okay, you don't catch me for corner now.
You cannot shine. You cannot shine. Say, drink your beer on me.
That's fine. I mean, you're right. To be honest, that's a good question. It's been a very different scenario compared to the Nigerians' mentality. I grew up in Nigeria, and I mean, a couple of times I went to having a date or going out with a lady to a restaurant. You pay the bill, you foot the bill, So you already know that when you ask a lady that, okay, let's go to a restaurant, come and meet me for Mr. Biggs or come and meet me for ShopRite. Oh boy, now you go pay.
you look your pocket first.
You go check your
pocket fat, no
okay. Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, over the years when I moved to Europe, I found out that it's quite a different situation, because even when you pay for if you pay for Europeans, maybe you go out for beer or get together, you go to a restaurant, they feel they owe you something. They owe you big time.
So they want to pay the next time.
Yeah, they might not actually go out with you the following day, because when they find out that you're actually paying their bill, so they feel this is ridiculous. Why will a guy pay for my bill? So yeah, but I mean that's just one thing that I don't see that it pisses me off, because I later get to understand that it is their way of life, it's their own their own system. The system is, I foot my bill, you foot your bill. I pay half, you pay half. So the person know that you have equal rights, and you don't owe each other anything. Even if your relationship does not work out, if your dating does not work out, you don't owe each other anything. You can go a separate ways. So that's one thing that I see that is quite very, very different. And another thing I see regarding this is a question that you asked, is that Europeans, I don't want to use the word white woman, but Europeans in general, they won't, based on my understanding, based on what I see around, is that they won't even go out with you if they don't have interest in you. So before an European woman can actually honor your invitation for a beer or to wine and dine together, they must already have interest in you before they can say, okay, let me just give this guy a chance. Yeah, let me just give this guy a chance to go out and have have a drink together. So I hope I'm able to answer your question.
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Ogake, I think I've taken a lot of your time out of your busy schedule.
Come now, don't stop selling me, please. I'm not trying to impress anybody.
I know, but I want to really appreciate you again for coming, and I hope next time you will honor our invitation again.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
Of course, we can't stop it without me telling you that telling you a very big thank you for the very good job you are doing.
Wow.
Just keep it up, and I don't know, you talked about 200 listeners.
Almost.
The sky is your limit, guy.
I mean, the rate at which people are, we have a small audience.
It's a good job. You are doing a good job. So thank you very much for your good job, and thank you for inviting me, and you have a good day.
Thank you very much. You too. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode. Watch out for the next episode. It's going to be informative, entertaining, and educative. Don't forget to subscribe on any of our platforms. We are on Audrey, Spotify, Radio Public, Google Podcast, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Stitcher, and Apple Podcast. See you out there.